were among the aircraft featured in that show in 1973. We don't have the Battle of Britain Memorial flight participating today, but we do have multiple Hurricanes and Spitfires. There, the Hurricane 1 from Fighter Aviation Engineering, leading off the two Spitfire 1As of Commander.
13.
Colin mentioned
10 minutes.
earlier on. Number of Hurricanes, seaworthy examples. Rising.
Yeah, they're coming down
Stanley and
now.
Duxford as well.
He did a little.
Yeah, he did a bit.
Oh, he
yeah,
is.
he was, yeah.
Well, that must be horrible then.
That reminded me of that jersey. That was, yeah.
Gabriel Bach flying the Hurricane.
I don't know if there's power issue then.
Yeah, definitely.
I've done it a couple of times, I've done 72.
And the first of these Spitfires into land is airworthy in the UK.
You know what?
Can you volunteer? Have your
From
license
August,
here?
AR213 serial number. Going with a different serial these days, having been repainted into the markings of number 71 Eagle Squadron for the Eagle Squadron commemoration stage here 10 years ago. This aircraft owned in the 1970s by the Honourable Patrick Lindsay, changed hands several times since, has been part of the Comanche Spitfire all these years later. But now we're going back to the First World War era with another Duxford resident. Fokker our only jet act of the day, the BAC Jet Roberts T5. Aircraft getting airborne. We have the two tiny Taylor monoplanes going off the hard runway, and what a contrast to them off the grass, the consolidated PBY-5A Catalina.
Yes, the Catalina, often described wrongly as a flying boat, is in fact, of course, an amphibian. It's as at home on the water as it is on land.
Of course, it does have to be the very first model PBY Catalina were pure flying boats. This PBY-5A model added the wheeled undercarriage later. Private operators like plain sailing with the Catalina entered the picture at Duxford was because the IWN was very forward-looking in the 1970s in encouraging the placing here of privately owned historic aeroplanes so as to create that active element in the museum, and that's always been at its core, hasn't it, that living museum element.
Yes, these aeroplanes need to be enjoyed in the air. They're not museum pieces. Now in their element when they're in the air.
Plain sailing, extremely distinctive birthday this year. Long may it continue to perform for us here at Duxford and also wherever else it ventures on the display circuit, because this aircraft goes all over Europe. Being flown today by John Harmsworth, and his co-pilot was Jeff Boylan. And another of the multi-engine aeroplanes we're going to be enjoying today. Dakota is now taxiing down to the airfield, ready for its part of the programme. We're now looking out and indeed running in from the right for a display team we've not seen at Duxford before, but we're very pleased to welcome in their first display season the mono display team on a pair of Taylor GT1 monoplanes. On the airfield that day. And going off the hard runway to join it, the Supermarine Spitfire 9. Have seen at the world's airports on the aircraft of Titan Airways. And this is a really good demonstration of how to fly an excellent coordinated display with aircraft different performance and handling characteristics. And here's a really good example of that, up for synchronised stall turns. And out of that, building up speed, building up energy for the next manoeuvre, which is a quarter globally. So in on the 45-degree line, 45 degrees off, there's the twist, the change of direction to bring them back on the straight up. first took up residence here in the 70s and has been a regular sight here ever since. Running in two of the three examples we're about to see of the harbours. Once again. Here he is coming into land. Nigel Wilson in the second harbour, having again shown his excellent qualities as number 2 in a tail chase sequence. We've seen him fly here with the stagger wing we saw earlier, for example, in stagger wing duos. They're following Rod through Rod's standard Hartland solo aerobatic display. Very nicely done indeed. But we're not done with this classic trainer because we've got another one about to join us for a solo slot. And there it is, running in by and to our left. This one Canadian built by the Jordan Company. And it's a Harvard Mark II. And in contrast to the years of display experience of both Rob Dean and of Nigel Wilson, who we saw in the other two harbours, that solo harbour there was flown by a brand new addition to the display circuit, Isabel Rutland. And I'm sure we'll be seeing a great deal more of Isabel on the historic aircraft scene in years to come. We saw our next 3 aeroplanes getting airborne a little earlier. They, I believe, are going to be performing as a duo and then a solo. As Colin mentioned earlier on,
time.